Hello, hello, good afternoon, good morning. Hi there, thank you for joining. Hi everybody, just waiting a couple minutes for other people to join. It is, hi, it is beautiful out here in Miami today. Maybe you can see the view behind us. Just enjoy a little bit before we start to get real serious and technical about what I'm going to share with you today. Hopefully you're as excited as I am. I got my notes ready. Where are you guys joining us from? Just so I know. Hi there, thanks for joining. Thank you. Okay, so let's just jump right in. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of tips and a sneak peek into our live session that is happening in person here in Miami next week. So I understand that not everyone is able to come to Miami next week, but this is a good preview for some of the content that I'm going to be sharing virtually going forward. So I'm going to have some in-person live events. Hi everybody, I'm going to try not to get distracted by saying hi. From Italy, cool, we're in Miami. So going forward, I'm going to be having also some virtual training sessions that you guys are going to be able to log in and join if you like the content that I'm sharing. So Anna, hi. I'm here to demystify some of the questions related to energy coaching. So we're not talking about incense and crystals and rituals and things of that nature. Through the coaching process and through the coaching program, we do address whatever you would like addressed. So the promotion, the job, the business partner, do I get the girl? Do I get the money? Do I take the leap from corporate and start my own business? We address those things, but before starting to talk about those things, we need to address the energy that you are vibing in, what you are putting out, how you are showing up in the world. What glasses do you wear to view circumstances, obstacles, people, and experiences? So let me stop there and give you an example. A lot of companies now at the end of June have their year end. So a lot of employees are going to receive a notification of their year-end bonus. Do you know what most people do? 98% of people, do you know what they do? They complain. And you think that it's not enough and that you're underpaid and you're overworked and you're undervalued and you thought you would be further in life right now than you are. And then you start to look for another job. But before you start to look for another job, you know what you do? You unplug and you start to half-ass. And you start to dabble. Hi everybody. Thanks for joining. Just keep on joining us. And you start to dabble and you start to half-ass and then you start to get half-ass results. But most people think, no, I'm only doing half-assed and getting half-assed results in this one area of my life. And what people don't realize is that permeates in all the areas of your life. So we have what's called a life wheel that I give you. Okay, rate yourself from 0 to 10 where you are right now, as if you were to take a picture, where you are right now financially, where you are relationship-wise, interpersonal relationships, friendships, professionally, productivity, leadership, where you are with your family. You know, so then you start to rate, okay, 0 to 10, I'm great at working out, I'm not working right now, I'm broke, but I'm spending a ton of time with my family and a ton of times with friends, and people think that doesn't permeate in other areas, and it really does. So what we do through this process is understand how you show up to life, how you show up to the world, how you are resonating, how you are encountering and combating and rising over your obstacles so that you can be that authentic and whole person that you envisioned yourself to be. So before we go there, we have to understand the chemistry and what happens inside our cells, that what vibrates in the smallest things of the smallest thing is energy. And our emotions and our feelings and what we feel with our heart. Hi everybody. Caldo de cana, I love that. Our feelings and our thoughts causes what's inside the cell to vibrate in a certain way. people that are depressed and feeling victimized. It's very catabolic, and the cells start to break down, and the cells start to bring everything else down. So those people will continue to attract other people's circumstances and experiences that continue to be negative, only to validate the fact that they want more negativity. So we have to break through that. Have you ever met someone, you meet them briefly, and you say, wow, what a great guy, that guy. He's so cool. I don't know what it is about him, but, I told him my whole life story, and, he gave me advice, and how does he do it? How did he do it? Most people think that only extrovert people are able to be that person, and that's not true at all. Is what you bring from within and what's coming out and what you're vibrating, because we believe that energy attracts like energy. So our cells and our bodies were created, we're meant to thrive. There's that saying that says, if we don't grow, we die. So the anabolic energy, the ana in science and in medicine is everything that is flourishing and everything that is giving life. So if you are vibrating in anabolic energy, if you view the world as a world of opportunities and possibilities, and you have that understanding, and you say to yourself, no, I went to Juliana's seminar and she said that I'm allowed to be upset, but I'm not allowed to be upset that long. I'm not allowed to be upset, forever. I'm allowed to be upset as long as I want to be upset, and then I have to snap out of it if I want to vibrate correctly in the vibration of what? Joy, happiness, money, my soulmate, the right business partner, financial freedom. What do you want? We all want all those things. But if you're down here all the time, how are you ever going to get there? So through our process, Bruno, Edwin, thank you so much for joining. And no, I don't speak French. So through our process, we learn how to break through that. Having said that, there are energy blocks. There are things that will come at you like a ninja and try to block you from going from that feeling sad and victimized and when you feel like you're being justice is not being done to you. How do you break through that to just be happy all the time? How do you do that? I teach you certain tools. How do you quiet, honor, accept, learn to live with and love your internal negative voice? How do you manage through that? That internal voice is never going to come out at you and say, you know what, you nailed it, you did great. That internal voice is always coming out to say, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, they're all going to know that you're a fraud, I told you that. Because the ego wants us to stay safe. The ego wants us to not take risks. But we are old enough now where we are able to say to this internal voice and to this ego, you know what, I got this. So once we understand the energy process, then we move forward to understanding the tools that we need. It's like you have a tool belt, like a construction worker, and you see something happen, and you're like, oh yeah, I use the hammer, I use the drill, I use the, what is that other thing? Screwdriver. I have a little bit of an audience here today, so I'm live here and out here, and you're able to use these different tools to combat those energy blocks so that you can raise your vibrational frequency. So this is not weird. This is not some like voodoo type stuff. This is science, and actually has been proven mathematically. And who came up with this was not Juliana. This was Einstein. So what I'm doing is that I am combining and compressing all the years, all the studies, all the books, all the different religions that we study even that talk about that, because the power of prayer is the one that will raise your vibrational frequency the fastest and the highest because of the power of those words. So what I'm doing is that I'm compressing all of that information to deliver to you guys in these quick seminars, the in-person ones, and going forward, we're going to be doing these live, and I cannot wait for us to jump on a Zoom call where I can see all your faces and we can chat and interact in all the languages that are coming up here. It's going to be Brazil. I love you. I love this. Okay, so that is the first step. Let me just look at my notes real quick. So once I give you all the tools for you to begin to combat all the different ninjas and all the different blocks that you have that hinders you from increasing your vibrational frequency, we move into the ideal. And this is where it gets good. What is your ideal life? What is your ideal job description? What is your ideal boss? When you get to be a boss, and if you're a boss, what is your ideal team? Like, what is perfection according to you? Because you know why that's important? Because if you don't know, if you don't have the definition of those things, then how are you ever going to celebrate when you've gotten there? So I always envision myself, wow, I want to have a whole team, and I want the whole team to be like a family, and we're still going to work hard, but we're going to look forward to coming here. And even if the work is always not that great, we're going to be so happy to be with each other that it doesn't even matter. And we're going to laugh, and we're going to know about, her boyfriend and his issue and her toe that is a little weird, and we're going to be like a family. How do I create that? How do I make sure that I am giving people that experience? So this is what we work through. And what is stopping you from getting there? Why is that important to you? And this is where I really want to stop during our session now and really share with you my story. So why is that important to you? Why is it important for me to have a team that is cohesive and that they look at me like I'm an ideal boss and that I'm a good leader and that they're learning from me every day? Like, why is that important for me? And I stop and I say, well, because I really value the sense of family. I value work and I value family, and I would like to bring those two together in the workplace. Why? Well, because I don't like conflict, and I don't like drama, and I don't like stress. So I would like to create an environment where everyone gets along and we're all getting along together, and that we treat each other with respect, and we're learning and we're still working hard. Okay, why? So we have to ask 7 times why. And when I went through that exercise, I said, well, I don't like drama and I don't like stress because I really like stability. Because growing up, I didn't have a whole lot of stability. I had a lot of instability. Growing up, my life was very unstable, and maybe another day we can share some details. I come from divorced parents, and they didn't get along, and there was a lot of fighting and a lot of screaming, and we moved a lot. We moved countries, we moved continents. We had no friends every time we moved, and it was so difficult. We were little kids, and we missed our families that we left behind, and everything was so unstable, and it was never really clear to us as kids anyway what the next step was. So that's why it's important to me, because I want to create stability, because I didn't have stability growing up. Well, why? And when you start to really get into the why, you really tap into your purpose. And you really understand the reason why you do the things you do. And when you come from that place that you say, I want to recreate in my life for others what I didn't have growing up in terms of stability and having a drama-free environment, because I know what that's like, and the least I could do is provide an environment where everyone is getting along like a happy family. That to me is important. And when I show up to the world, and when I show up like that to work, there is no way, mathematically speaking, that the light that shines from out of you doesn't touch people's hearts. In the corporate world, in the street, your neighbor who never says good morning to you, people will start to shift, and people will start to change, and you will naturally and organically start to attract those circumstances, people, and situations into your life that will get you closer and closer to your goal. That's why it's important for us to understand the energy leadership process. Where you are right now, where you want to be, where the things that you want are, and what we need to do to bridge that gap and get you there. And a lot of times it's not, if you're not into meditation or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're not into exercising, it doesn't matter. A lot of it is realizing how long you stay complaining, bitching, judging other people, calling your friend and gossiping about the other. Nats, love you. You get your bonus from the company, and what do? You complain. But you want to be a millionaire. So you know what you have to do? For every dollar that you get, you need to say thank you. So for you to be a millionaire, you need to say thank you 1 million times for every dollar that you get, instead of you complaining. And when you shift that mindset, and when you change that outlook of your life, everything else starts to flow and everything else starts to shift. I'm going to give you another example. I was coaching someone this week, and we were talking about the assumptions that we make. Those are the energy blocks. And the interpretations that we make about other people. So if I come into the office and I don't say good morning to you, you're automatically assuming it has something to do with me. So once you identify that that's an interpretation and that you're making an assumption, you're compassionate about the other person. So this person I was coaching, she came to me this week and she said, Juliana, I've learned a lot through our process, because my boss started to talk to me about something, and I realized it had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with her. So she was just talking to validate to herself things, and I just sat there and I just allowed it, and I knew it had nothing to do with me. That small shift, that small click to the right that she made that day, she's going to add to the bank, of the positive, of the good things in life. And she is shaping her next week, her next month, and her next year by all these actions that vibrate at a higher frequency. Having compassion to others, being a good listener, being a shoulder for someone else, acting like that leader. And acting like a leader doesn't require for you to have, oi from Portugal. Acting like a leader doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go to Harvard, because leadership is a decision. When you are faced with a situation, you're at a crossroads, how do you handle that? Do you walk away and you say, you know what? I don't make enough money. My bonus sucks. And my boss, he doesn't value me. So you know what? I'm not picking up that piece of paper from the printer. I'm actually going to throw it in the trash. Something simple. Leadership is a decision. And you start to veer and you start to move your life into that ideal. Because now the brain is searching for it every day. Like you want to buy, a white car, and all of a sudden all you see are white cars on the road. When you want the ideal team member, when you want the ideal job, the ideal boss, all of a sudden the brain starts to only look for that. And you find it. And when you find it, you know it, and you jump on the opportunity. And when you go to that job interview, you're so excited, because you've been working on it and you want it so bad, and you know that this job is for you. And when you sit there and you are just vibrating with all that confidence because you know you want it so bad, there's no way that the person interviewing you won't hire you. But if you're half-assing and dabbling in everything that you do, people notice that, and we feel that, right? We're like, oh, this person is not that into it. They're not that serious about it. I'm not sure. So once we have a clear vision, so that's the second step, is the ideal. What is the ideal leader, the ideal boss? And then when those situations present themselves to you, you're like, yes, that is exactly what I need to be doing. Okay, and then you say why 7 times. And when that's when you tap into your true purpose and you start to move with your heart, and your emotions are nothing but positive and coming from a place of service and helping others in a world full of opportunity. And there's no way, it's mathematically impossible that you will not impact people. And then the last step in the process is to take action and to move forward. Aren't you sick of these 6-minute abs? 5-minute abs. Oh, I can do 4-minute abs. You hang out with me for a week and then you're going to have a 6-pack. Like, that's not true. Oh, do my seminar and you're going to be a billionaire in 5 minutes. Like, thank you. That's not true. We're here to keep it real. So then we create an action plan that is yours, that you feel like you can execute on, because there's nothing worse than saying, okay, I've never exercised my whole life. I'm overweight and I want to lose 100 pounds, but I'm not going to go to the gym and I'm not going to exercise and I'm not going to do any one of those things. And in that point, I'll give you an example. I was out somewhere and and someone said to me, wow, you just finished exercising. That's great. Man, I wish I could exercise. And I'm thinking to myself, no, I'm not going to coach them. No, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let it go. And the girl said, it's just that when the alarm clock goes off in the morning, it's so early and I get so tired and then I get all sweaty in my hair. And I was thinking about it. Do you know what we do? And we all do this. We think about the steps, all the negative ones. We don't think about all the positive ones. We don't think about the cool people that we might meet at the gym. We don't think about the protein shake that we're going to drink that's so tasty, it's like ice cream. No, we only think about all the negatives. And we don't think about and focus on the result. So the result is my clothes fit me better. I feel better. I'm healthy. I sleep harder. I digest my food better. Whatever it is. No. You think about the steps, and that's what stops you, and that's what blocks you. So through our process, we create an action plan that you feel comfortable with, and you're focused on the results. When the alarm clock goes off, you don't think about it. It's like Nike, just do it. You just go out there and do it. And there are a lot of tasks that you have to do in your personal life, for your business, for your job, that you're saving for last. And you're procrastinating. And that this is why you've been stuck. And you're always stuck. And maybe you're moving forward. Maybe you're getting promoted in the company, but you're not happy. You don't love that job. And at any minute, that boss is going to pull that Excel spreadsheet and do a sort exercise. And they're probably going to lay you off, or they're going to let you go, because you're putting in a half-ass effort. It's a lot of effort, where you're working 60, 70 hours a week. And maybe you're moving forward, but with so much struggle, and it's so hard, and everything is so hard, and you can't help but complain because you're so tired. And aren't you tired of being so tired? Aren't you ready to just make this year different than last year for once and for all, and create a plan that you can really execute on, that you're going to feel good about, and that every day you see that you're moving forward? Tony Robbins says that we're all about forward movement and progress, even if it's an inch. Even you only compare yourself to who you were yesterday, because we're really good to comparing ourselves to those people. But who are those people? I love your energy and your message too, Mio. Love you. But it's so true. We compare ourselves to all these other people. I had one of my clients, he got back from a big conference. He works for a big bank, and they have these huge conferences, thousands of people go somewhere in the Midwest, and they give awards and whatever. And he comes back and he goes, can you believe it that across the whole country, there are 7 people that are younger than me, that have been in the company less time than me, that are making more money than me? And I was like, wow, 7 people. That's crazy. Did you count how many people are older than you, fatter than you, making less than you, and have been there longer than you? No. Because all you focus on is what all those people are doing, but you don't look at your progress. You don't look at, and we're so hard on ourselves. And we just beat ourselves up every day. So no wonder everyone's exhausted, I understand. So through this process, we understand the different levels of energy, what vibrates, what makes us thrive. Like if I told you, okay, who's your mentor? Who's like your favorite person? Over here, my audience, who's your favorite person? Is it LeBron? No. Justin Timberlake? LeBron. Okay, LeBron James is like the shit. Okay, so if I were to tell you, listen, tomorrow morning you need to be up at 4:30 in the morning, because a limo is going to pick you up and you're going to go spend the day with LeBron. He's going to teach you the ins and outs of how he made it, and at the end of the day you're going to have these 3 things that you can thrive just like him. Guaranteed, guaranteed. Or I'm going to give you $100,000. You're going to be like, what? What? You're not even going to sleep. You're going to be so excited. You're going to be so excited. Why can't we extrapolate that excitement into other things? You have a complete control over what you do. And if you can't, then you know what you do? You fake it. And when you fake it, the brain doesn't know the difference. And if you just start to smile, you'll start to produce all these different hormones that will automatically make you feel better. So we start with the energy, understanding that, how that can attract things and people. Then we look at the ideal, and I challenge you to ask yourself why 7 times, and you will get to that purpose. How I just shared, how I felt about my team and having a team and having no drama and having stability. And then we create that massive action plan that you feel good about and that you can move forward every day. So the difference between the seminar and the coaching program is that you'll meet with me every week. And there's accountability. And you know I'm going to ask you. And you know that I'm going to be there asking you the right questions. You know, and if you're going to the gym, I ask for that selfie. And people do send it to me. So that's a difference. It's not just a rah-rah session, but there's a lot of accountability. So going forward, we're going to do these virtually. And I cannot wait for us to have a circle of like-minded people that we are sharing, a lot of awesome and positive information out into the world so that we can all tap into our goals and dreams, because this is why we came here. We came here to be happy. We came here because we are deserving. And I am done now with my spiel, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And I'm going to be back on live, don't know what day yet, next week, prior to our in-person seminar here in Miami on Saturday. Take care. Bye, guys.